Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, welcome to Into the 99. I'm Lotus for another episode of Brewing It Live, where we brew a commander deck from scratch with you guys in chat, with no technical problems at all.
Yeah, that over there doesn't say anything. Hi guys, it's Han. Good to see you guys again. Let's go ahead and brew some Tiamat. You want to read that off for us, Lotus?
Yeah.
For the first time?
For the first time, not because of any sound issues earlier. 2 white, blue, black, red, green. 7/7 flyer. When Tiamat enters the battlefield, if you cast it, search your library for up to 5 dragon cards not named Tiamat, and that each have different names. Reveal them, put them in your hand, and shuffle.
So we just need 5 different dragons, right? Which 5 do you want to add right off the bat?
7/7 Tiamat is thick. Yep. I think that this is going back to the old Elder Dragons of old, because they were all 7/7s.
That makes sense.
There's a reason they call it 21 commander damage.
Yep. Sounds like we're tripling some damage.
Pimpkin straight in with Terror of the Peaks.
Yep. It is the go-to for me as well. Cardboard Pimpin', if you hadn't suggested it, that's the first of many dragons that I would have suggested as well. So, to me...
Do you want to read that one then?
Sure. Terror of the Peaks. So you got 3 red for a 5/4 flying dragon with spells your opponents cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. They'll probably pay that 3 life every single time. That being said, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks will deal damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So, everything that comes in after Terror of the Peaks, whatever the power is, we're dealing damage equal to that creature's power. Meaning, any of these dragons that we're fetching and putting in our hand, yeah, let's go ahead and just drop those and deal a bunch of damage, right?
Seems good.
So, now, I'll start this off with just a kind of overall discussion here. For me, when I saw this card, initially I said, Tiamat, why wouldn't you just play Ur-Dragon? I think it's a fantastic card in Ur-Dragon. However, as a commander, what are we going to do with it, right? So, yeah, one of the things in chat, Cardboard Pimpin', Dragon Tempest, I totally agree. But in my brain, I just instantly wanted to jam an Omniscience in here. Because, yeah, let's find those 5 cards and then let's just play them all for free.
Well, I'm putting Dragon Tempest in anyway, because that's a great suggestion. Though, you skipped over Ashen talking about the Kamigawa dragons.
Oh, yep.
But Omniscience first?
Yeah, for me, my goal is to get out Omniscience at any point in here. And we just found 5 dragons. Let's play them out. Have Dragon Tempest or anything else that we could possibly think of that could have Terror of the Peaks effects. You know, I'm more than happy to just play them all out. So, yeah, continuing on. What did we have for Kamigawa suggestions?
I can get the names of the 5 Kamigawa ones if you need. I probably would, if you can, because I know they're not the Kamis. There's Koshu of the Falling Star. They're all stars of some kind, aren't they? There's the Rising Star, the Falling Star.
Well, yeah, I would say there's more than 5 at that point, because you also got Ogachi as well. I can't remember what the actual full name is. Yeah, because you also have that one as well, right?
Yeah, so Yugen the Rising Star, 3 green, 5/5 flyer. When it dies, you may distribute 5 +1/+1 counters.
Right, so Okagachi, O-Kaga. Okagachi Vengeful Kami is the one and Wooburg one.
Hey, thanks for Empress Rara for the little bitties.
Hey, how you doing, Rara? Good to see you. So yeah, we got Ashen in chat. So Jugen, Kokusho, Keiga, Yosei, and Ryusei. So yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if all of them are going to be in here. Because the green one doesn't seem to be amazing.
Okay. So Kokusho, for anybody that doesn't know, that's the one that is when it dies, you drain the entire table for 5. So each opponent loses 5 life, and you gain life equal to the life lost that way. Fantastic. Instantly gets us 15 life back if we only have the one Kokusho. What's up, Lotto Carnage? How you doing? Lotto, throw us a nice dragon to throw in here as well. But yeah, and then which one? So Jugen was the one that we were not necessarily certain of, right? The 5+1/+1 counters distributed.
Yeah, that's the green one.
Okay. So Keiga, the Tide Star. Keiga, the Tide Star, 5 and a blue for a legendary dragon spirit creature. 5/5 flyer. When it dies, you gain control of a target creature. Yep. Let's go ahead and steal someone's shit. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. And Yosei.
Yep.
You want to take Yosei?
You keep going. I'm trying to keep up with chat.
Okay. Yosei, the Morning Star. So 4 white for a 5/5 flyer. Legendary creature, dragon spirit. When Yosei the Morning Star dies, target player skips his or her next untap step. Tap up to 5 target permanents that player controls. So tap down stuff, they don't get to untap. Yep, seems mean. And then last one is Ryusei the Falling Star. That's our red one. 5 and a red for a 5/5 flyer. When Ryusei the Falling Star dies, it deals 5 damage to each creature without flying. So let's go ahead and just get rid of some of the cards, some of the boards there, right?
Yeah. Seems reasonable.
All right. And yeah, you already put Okagachi in there too?
Yeah, I put all 6 in.
Fantastic. So Okagachi, Vengeful Kami. This is the one that I actually like the most out of all of them. It's a 6/6 flying trampler. Whenever Okagachi Vengeful Kami deals combat damage to a player, if that player attacked you during his or her last turn, exile target non-land permanent that player controls. You want to swing at me? Okay. I'm going to exile something of yours. Vengeful.
Yeah. I've just seen Lotto Carnage saying that it's a bit too Timmy having dragons for them, but what about Ramos?
Oh, I love Ramos. What is it, foil etched one from Commander Legends?
Yeah.
I love it.
That is really pretty. It doesn't do it justice on here, but if you see them in real life, they're really pretty. So, Ramos is a 6 generic for a 4/4 flying dragon artifact creature. Whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos. For each of that spell's colours, remove 5 +1/+1 counters and add double white, double blue, double black, double red, double green. Activate this ability only once each turn.
Yep. Double Wooburg.
Double Wooburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Do we miss anything as far as chat? Sylvanas Stampede is a must, is what I'm reading a lot of, right?
Sylvanas Stampede?
Mm-hmm. Jacuzzi Daniel special. 4 green for a sorcery. Council's Dilemma, starting with you. Each player votes for wild or free. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card for each wild vote. Put those creature cards onto the battlefield. Shuffle the rest into your library. You may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield for each free vote.
Ooh.
So, again, let's drop down our omniscience with the free vote.
So, when I said last week that we're going to try and budget our decks, this one's just gone out the water.
Well, so I will say, so this is a 5-color deck, and if we are playing Tiamat, we got to do it justice, I feel like. But even if not, 5-color decks are typically fairly hard color fixing. So we have to have certain ways to color fix if we're not going that route, if it's not going to be in our land base per se. However, that being said, I mean, yeah. I mean, Ramos is a great way to color fix for sure. Double Wooburg is never a bad thing.
True. So going down, I never triggered the Akachi ability despite it being my commander for my Kamigawa deck, says Ashen. I've played against that deck. It can get quite nasty.
Is that the deck that I'm thinking of? The one where I enabled it? Is that the game you're referring to?
It is. It's the deck that is all Kamigawa cards or Kamigawa themed cards.
Okay, so that one was my fault. I may or may not have just allowed Ashen to just get all of his pitched cards in the graveyard back online, but that's me.
Lotto Carnage, Kalia to cheat in dragons.
Okay.
Is that
I'm not mad at that. Kalia of the Vast, yes. The other Kalia is not as...
Flying 2/2. When it attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that opponent. If our commander is going to search for them, this can put them out.
Yep. So, yeah, we can certainly get any of the dragons from our hand onto the battlefield early. Kalia is as typical. You know, it's a 3-color commander deck on its own. And yeah, you can cheat a dragon in from your hand. It's fantastic. It'll be a 4 mana value card, so you can potentially get it out as early as turn 3, swing with it turn 4. Yeah, I'm okay with all this. With Dragon Tempest in particular, it'll give Kalia haste, I believe, right?
Dragon Tempest, whenever a creature flying into the battlefield on your control, it gains haste, yes.
So, yeah, that'll work. We definitely like our haste in this deck. Dragons that just enter the battlefield and don't do anything is not necessarily the best thing in the world for the way that this deck will probably play out. To that effect, I am going to recommend a Time Spiral card, actually. We just got it reprinted. Temur Ascendancy gives creatures you control haste, and whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under control, you may draw a card, which most of these dragons are probably going to be above 4.
Yeah, it was old bordered, wasn't it?
Yeah, I really liked it. So let's see...
So Cardboard Pimpkin says Defense of the Heart.
Defense of the Heart is amazing. I would agree with that.
So, $60, but
yep.
Or $50. Depends where you go.
I do not own one of these, however.
3 and a green enchantment. During your upkeep, if one of your opponents controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice Defense of the Heart, search your library for up to 2 creatures cards, put those creatures into play, and shuffle your library. I mean, yeah.
Hey, we definitely have a couple of suggestions here. So, Maskwood Nexus to summon the dragon gods. Okay. We can certainly do that. Yep. So, all of our cards are technically dragons for the most part so far, but we're all making them all gods. Okay. Seems great.
Yeah, and we can make more dragons or gods.
Yep, and right before that was a suggestion of World Tree, so that goes hand in hand for sure.
I'm still far behind, actually, because, let's...
So much suggestions coming up. Yep.
I know, it's great. Crux of Fate I've got from Ashen as another good card. So, Crux of Fate is... Oh, that's that new plagiarized art that I really like.
Oh, yeah, we're totally changing that to the Japanese art right now, right? Because that's what I did on mine.
Yeah, I'll do that in a second. But you can either destroy all dragon creatures or destroy all non-dragon creatures.
So, yeah, Crux of Fate, sorcery, 3 black. Yep. Let's change that right up. We don't need that plagiarism in here. We're not supporting that at all.
That artwork, though, in the Japanese one is absolutely stunning.
Yep. So we're up to, let's see, Dragon's Horde, I believe, is one that's going to be fantastic, right? Out of M19?
Daniel? Dan suggested that one. Okay.
Yeah, so Dragon's Horde, 3 mana for an artifact. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, put a gold counter on Dragon's Horde. Tap it, remove a gold counter from Dragon's Horde, you draw a card. Or alternatively, you just have it. It is mana ramp. Add 1 mana of any color. So yeah, let's go ahead and throw Dragon's Horde in.
Dragon Horde is good.
Fantastic in this deck.
World Tree land for color fixing, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So World Tree.
That goes in. And no, that's Warp World. I get told off for that one.
So next up we have Chromatic Orrery. So Chromatic Orrery is another fantastic one, I agree, in this type of deck. That'll also be color fixing. 7 mana, legendary artifact out of M21. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color, and it taps for 5 generic. Also has an ability for 5 and tap, draw a card for each color among permanents you control. So let's say we have Tiamat out. We have all 5 colors. 5 mana, draw 5. I like it.
I also say the same goes for Chromatic Lantern. All lands tap for any color.
Yep. Let's go ahead and throw that in there too. Chromatic Lanterns is probably the easiest color fixing immediately. Because it's a 3 mana artifact. So it comes down pretty early. Let's see. Morophon from Cardboard Pimpin'. Morophon is fantastic.
Yeah. I just want to go, before we go into Morophon, the flavor text apparently on our god is amazing. My children will rule over all. Yeah, that's actually pretty sweet. I've not read that flavor text.
Yep, that's on the other art.
Yeah, I just like the full art.
Yeah.
So Morophon. I am really trying to keep up with you guys today. I'm loving it. Morophon.
Morophon. The Boundless.
There he is. No, that's... Oh, I'm rushing to keep up with you.
So, Morophon the Boundless. Legendary creature shapeshifter, 6/6 with changeling. As Morophon the Boundless enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. I don't know whether we're picking dragons or gods at this point, but spells of the chosen type you cast cost Wooburg less to cast. This effect reduces only the amount of colored mana you pay. Other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. I would imagine dragons is probably what we name each time for this one. But any, Wooburg colors that you need are cheapened by that amount. Yeah, Morophon seems great in a 5-color deck. Don't need any more of those pesky colored pips.
True. Also, a card that I find really dirty that Lotto Carnage has just suggested is we're having a lot of creatures, so Lurking Predators seems really good in this deck.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely getting enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your library.
Yep. I think that this deck, we're just trying to have a proactive game plan. I don't think we're policing tables. I think people are just going to have to police us, to be honest. But that's just me. Yeah. Lurking Predators is fantastic for sure. So we had a Hydrate in chat as well. I've already been, but
I'm not even caught up yet. I'm looking at Maritime Game 23, Urza's Incubator. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Urza's Incubator sounds fantastic.
Do you want to read that one while I hydrate? Because I'm going to need it.
Sure. So, Urza's Incubator, 3 mana for an artifact. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. So, yeah, 2 less for Tiamat. Just make it Wooburg. Yep, I love it. Any of our other dragons so far? 2 less. Makes a 6-drop a 4-drop. Yeah. Seems pretty fantastic. Thank you, Maritime Gamer. That one's an auto include, I think, in this deck.
Yeah.
To the same effect, if we're making it cheaper for dragons. I think Dragon Lord Servant is probably a good one. Dragon Speaker Shaman is the other one that's specific to dragons, right? That has the same effect as Urza's Incubator.
Yeah, so Dragon Lord Servant is the 1 and a red Goblin Shaman. Dragon spells cost 1 less.
You would know that goblin one.
Oh, of course I know the Goblin one. And then the other one is...
Dragon Speaker Shaman.
That's the one. Dragon Speaker Shaman.
Hey, thanks, Maritime Gamer. Yeah, I love this thing. I recently bought a second one, to be honest, because the first one broke. So.
Hey, I need to get myself a decent mug or something. I just have this rubber duck that sits in front of me.
Rubber duck?
Yeah, hang on. We've got a second.
We've got a second.
There we go. There's the... Oh, no, it turns see-through. So... It's actually yellow, but the green screen thinks it's not there. Right, anyway, where were we?
You got a hole in you like it's Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Fist of Suns.
Yep.
That's
Fist
the
of Sun.
Infinity Gauntlet, isn't it?
Yep.
And
Infinity War coming in line.
With Morophon, that basically makes everything free.
Yep. Pretty fantastic synergy there.
Another one from Daniel there, thank you.
Yep. And Maritime Gamer says Belby's Portal. I really like Belby's Portal a lot. So, Belby's Portal is 5 mana for an artifact. As Belby's Portal comes into play, you choose a creature type. Pay 3 and tap. Put a creature card of the chosen type from your hand into play. Nice and cheap, too, so it'll balance out some of these high number cards, I think.
Yeah.
Loco Carnage.
Yes, Cardboard Pimpin', this is a literal monster mash of just high power creatures that we're going to slam into someone's face.
Yep. So, Cardboard Pimpin' says Quicksilver Amulet. So, Quicksilver Amulet is 4 mana for an artifact. Same ability, 4, and a tap. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. So, we're just trying to cheap all these out, huh?
I have not seen that card before.
Yeah.
That's a new one to me. Huh.
Yep, Quicksilver Amulet is a really good one.
Quick, don't tell
Let's
Richard.
See. So, Jacuzzi Daniel says Lathlis would be great as well. Okay. We're bringing some Dragon Queens in here. All right.
Oh, she's the Dragon Queen. 4 red, flying 6/6. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield, create a 5/5 dragon with flying. And for 1 and a red, dragons you control get +1/+0. Ooh.
Yes. So we are definitely just fire breathing all of our dragons. Because it's dragons plural, right? So, Yep.
That's every dragon.
Alright. So, and Lotto Carnage, I laughed earlier because I read this as we were going. What's that new dragon? Untaps lands for 10 life, Bell something or other.
Oh, you mean this thing?
So, yeah, Belladros. Cardboard Pimpin says free dragons are the best dragons. I love it. Ashen's a monster. No, it was Lotto Carnage that decided to suggest that. So
I've started to think that this card is second in line underneath Skittles at the moment. It goes Skithrix, Belladros, and then the other dragons.
I mean, that's not a bad hierarchy, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Let's just go ahead and throw Belladros in here. Do we throw Belladros in this deck?
I'm already ahead of you. 5 black-green for an Elder Dragon, 4/4, flying. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green and black pest. With when it dies, you gain a life, and pay 10 life. Untap all lands you control. Only activate this one each turn.
Yeah. Alright, so Lotto Carnage says, is show and tell too aggressive for you? Show and tell, 2 and a blue for a sorcery. Each player may put an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land card from his or her hand onto the battlefield. This is going along the lines of Omniscience. So, yeah, 3 mana to put Omniscience down.
Or any above, or even with a blue.
I mean, I personally like it.
Yeah, I quite like that as well, actually. With some big mana costs. I mean, our mana curve is already near 5, so.
Oh, and there's going to be more to come too. Yeah, show and tell. Let's throw that in. I quite like that card a lot for this deck. I mean, we're playing Tiamat. We're playing a dragon god. We're not bowing down to anybody or being scared, right? So let's go ahead and show and tell away. Jacuzzi Dana says, "Put in Skitherix, cowards." I mean, I've got no issues putting Skitherix in. However, does Skitherix do enough? That's the big question, I think, at the end of the day here. We'll see if it survives.
I mean, I'm going to put him in because a flying 4/4 inflect that gains haste and can regenerate is kind of good.
Okay.
I mean, he's not amazing, but he's definitely someone that will cause fear in the opponent's eyes.
Okay. So here's a couple things that I want to do now that we're a little bit caught up here. So again, my idea is we're going to drop Omniscience down after we have Tiamat giving us 5 cards. Yeah. That's our game plan. I'm going to do a bunch of damage. That's what I want to do with this Tiamat card. That's how I want to do it. Dragon Tempest is a fantastic way to do it. Terror of the Peaks is a fantastic way to do it. So for myself, I was thinking along the lines of we can do stuff like either a Kindred's Discovery or even as any of these enter the battlefield. For me, Garruk's Uprising is a fantastic card because it'll just draw you cards and give all your creatures trample.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do for myself. I'm a monster. I want to put in a Sarkhan's Unsealing to boot as well, but these are just the things that I want to do. We're talking about, just dealing a bunch of damage off of those 5 things because I just want to poop out all these with Omniscience.
That's fair. I was looking at more the ramp aspect of things, so I was looking at Goldspan Dragon for the extra. Also Galazeth Prismari as well.
Ooh, Galazeth, the new one. Yep.
Also, Maritime Gamers also suggested Savage Ventmore, which was another one that I was going to say.
Okay. So, which one do we want to start with?
Let's go with Savage Ventmore, as it was suggested. So 4 green and red for a flying 4/4. Whenever it attacks, add triple red, triple green until end of turn, and you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that one. I think I know there's some kind of infinite combat step with that and another dragon, but I can't remember the second card. I'm sure someone in chat will bring it up.
All right. So we've already got a couple cards in here that I'm really starting to like.
Oh, there you go.
Here's Hellkite Charger.
Hellkite Charger.
Okay.
So Hellkite Charger says, when it attacks, pay 5 red. So 7 mana. If you do, untap all attacking creatures after this phase. There's an additional phase.
Yep. Let's get all of them out there. Let's swing away. I like it. So I'm going to suggest an odd card here.
That's not like you.
What do you think of Crystal Shard in this deck?
Return the enchantment one.
So Crystal Shard is a 3 mana artifact. You can pay 3 and tap or blue and tap, and you can return a target creature to its owner's hand unless its controller pays 1. You can save one of your creatures for a blue, or you could return Tiamat, and we can get another 5 dragons, and no commander tax.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yep.
I used to run in my Atrata deck.
I quite like that a lot. Now, inevitably, with all of these creatures and dragons, people are probably going to get rid of some of them, let's say, just conservatively. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I quite like the idea of throwing a Haunting Voyage in here. Haunting Voyage is a fantastic card out of Kaldheim. I cannot wait to throw this around everywhere. For 4 and 2 black, you have a sorcery. Choose a creature type. Return up to 2 creature cards of that type from your graveyard to the battlefield. If this spell was foretold, return all creature cards of that type from your graveyard to the battlefield instead. So, you foretell it for 5 and 2 black, by the way. And obviously, in order to foretell, you just have to pay 2 and put it into exile early on. But, again, if we have our Dragon Tempest, our Terror of the Peaks, anything like that, yeah, let's get all our dragons back and deal a bunch of damage.
Yep, I'd agree. So Orange says it's Savage Ventmore Mirage Mirror with the Hellkite.
Oof, I love Mirage Mirror. It is still one of my favorite cards that just does not see enough play. So 3 mana for an artifact, you just pay 2, and Mirage Mirror becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn. This can be any of those on the battlefield. Does not have to be yours. It could be somebody else's. And you get to play with their favorite things. And the best part about this card is it's kind of protection in and of itself, as long as you have 2 mana up. So somebody wants to destroy your artifact. Okay, pay 2. Now this is a land. Doesn't target it.
Yep. Destroy all non-land permanents. Oh, it's a land.
It's a land.
Scourge of Valakut as you are going Terror of the Peaks and Tempest. Ooh.
Yep, I love it. Scourge of Valakut. You want to take that one away?
So Scourge of Valakut is a 2 red for a flying 4/4 dragon. When it or another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. And for a red, it gets +1/+0 to end of turn.
Okay. So, Jacuzzi Daniel says, you still need hella ramp. And maybe OG Elder Dragons like Dromar, Wrath. Okay. Lotus, Dan also says, turn your mic up a little bit.
All right.
So my personal thought on this, I want to do a fun tech issue here. Why don't we throw in a Rakdos Lord of Riots with all of these Terror of the Peaks such abilities that are dealing some damage?
Rakdos Lord of Riots.
Non-dragon, however, Rakdos will allow creature spells you cast to cost 1 generic less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. So, we can go ahead and cast our Morophon for free as long as we've done 7 damage. We can cast Tiamat for just Wooburg. Again, if we have Morophon out, now we can just do some shenanigans.
Oh yeah, as Jacuzzi Dan says, Maskwood Nexus makes it a dragon anyway.
Yep. So, yeah, you can certainly do a bunch of stuff. You know, things like our Lathless Dragon Queen will now cost 2 red only.
Yeah. But I do agree with Lotto Carnage, we do need a lot of draw as well. So I'm going to suggest a card that does both.
Okay.
The Great Henge, because we're going to have some big creatures. So
Yep.
it's going to cost a little bit less. So it's 7 green, and it costs X less, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. I mean, our commander is 7, so there's your 7. But it
fits so well.
Taps to add 2 green, and you gain 2 life. And whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1 counter on it and draw a card.
Yep. We have Oren in chat that also says Hellkite Courser. Cast the commander for free. I love that. That sounds great for me. Yeah. Drop down Tiamat for free, and then Great Henge just costs 2 green.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Hellkite Corsair enters the battlefield. You may put your commander you own from the command zone onto the battlefield. It gains haste. It won't trigger its cast effect, but we get to put the big 7 out.
Yep. So it's a nice way to go ahead and have Tiamat out for sure. So it can kind of go with Great Henge. I could see that. Getting back to drawing cards, though. So far, from what I can tell, we have Garruk's Uprising, from what I mentioned earlier, Temur Ascendancy drawing us cards.
Oh, I haven't even put Garruk's Uprising in. You went mental.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, said it earlier. So there's some card draw there, right? And we just put in
the Great Henge.
Which one did we put in? Great Henge. Yep. So there's 3 effects to draw cards. So what are we missing? We're missing something like Guardian Project, right?
We got Temur Ascendancy, Garruk's Uprising, Great Henge,
Guardian Project,
and Guardian Project.
Yep. So Guardian Project or Elemental Bond seem like the same types of effects that we want for this. However, that being said, yeah. What are your thoughts on the card draw? Do you like that better, or do we want to go for the higher mana Zendikar Resurgent at that point?
I mean, I've got Garruk's Uprising because everything's going to be power 4 or greater, gives them trample. Guardian Project because everything's going to be singleton, so that's always good. Great Henge because it's more abilities on one card than you can shake a stick at. And Temur Ascendancy because haste and card draw.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if we feel like that's enough, so going back to chat, we got Dragon Lord's Prerogative, Vanquisher's Banner. Oh, yeah, Vanquisher's Banner is good. Dragon Lord's Prerogative, I'm not familiar with.
I can't remember that one either.
So, 4 blue for an instant. As an additional cost to cast Dragon Lord's Prerogative, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. Okay. If you reveal the dragon card or control the dragon as you cast Dragon Lord's Prerogative can't be countered and you draw 4 cards. Okay. So can't be countered, draw 4 cards. 6 mana, keeping open. Okay. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's expensive, but it's a can't be countered way of drawing cards, guaranteed.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say I think I like the Vanquisher's Banner. Prerogative I want to put maybe board for the moment, because I think Vanquisher's Banner, 5 mana for the artifact, choose a creature type. They all get bigger by +1/+1, and whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, you draw a card. So that'll be most of it.
Yeah, that seems fair. What was it? Vanquisher's Banner was the next one.
Yeah, I quite like Vanquisher's Banner. We have Rishkar's Expertise and Return of the Wild Speaker.
Okay.
Distant Melody. Ooh, that's a good one too.
Vanquisher's Banner, 5 colorless artifact. Choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a creature of the chosen type, draw a card.
Yep.
Okay. That's our card draw sorted, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so what was the other one? Lotto Carnage saying Rishkar's Expertise.
Yep. So this is a favorite card of mine personally. I love running Rishkar's Expertise. So 4 green, sorcery, draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. You may cast a card with mana value 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Okay. So anything 5 or less, let's just drop down.
Draw card.
I quite like that.
How many cards have we got that are 5 or less?
Not too many yet, although I have a couple of suggestions. But let's get through some of these in chat first. Yeah, I quite like Rishkar's Expertise.
Yeah.
What do you think of Return of the Wild Speaker? That's the next one down.
Okay, Return of the Wild Speaker. That is 4 and a green, choose one. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control, or non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 to end a turn. That one I like a lot more, because if we don't need the card draw, we can get a massive buff to every dragon.
Yep, I'm okay with this.
Yep. I like that.
All right.
1 second, let me just read a card. Mask with
Sure, take your time.
Creatures you control are every creature type. So that is not going to work with Return of the Wild Speaker because they're also going to be human.
Correct. So yeah, they're going to be a little bit of a non-bow in that regard. I don't disagree. We already have Chromatic Orrery in here.
Yeah, and is already in.
Yep. Distant Melody was the other one. Oh, Maskwood is not necessarily needed, Lotto Carnage. However, it does make everything a god. I think the thought process was World Tree.
Does that? The World Tree.
Yeah, but even other cards like Rakdos or anything else that we decide to throw in here will also wind up being a dragon as well. So it's kind of twofold. It kind of covers our bases to make sure that everything is every creature type.
Okay, different melody. 3 and a blue, sorcery. Choose a creature type. Draw a card for each permanent you control of that type.
Yeah. So if we have 5-6 dragons out, then fantastic. Or if we have Maskwood Nexus out, then all of them are going to just name whatever.
See, the only issue I have with these type of cards that say choose a creature, draw cards equal to the amount of power it has, or draw a card equal to the amount of permanents you control, etc., is your opponents can interfere with that. So when you're paying 4 mana to draw so many cards and they wipe the board, you're going to draw none. So it's kind of like the ceiling's here and the floor is down there.
Yeah.
So
I could agree with that.
I understand why they're run, and I do like them, but I'd prefer something that says draw 5 cards, because I know what I'm drawing.
Right.
Personal opinion.
No, that's completely fair. I mean, if we're just talking about it. So, Lotto Carnage, World Tree would pull gods from the library. Yes, it says search your library for any number of god cards, put them onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. So with Maskwood Nexus out, everything would be god in addition to dragon. That's the idea.
Yeah, Maskwood Nexus states, creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield.
So I think, Jacuzzi Daniel's going for just Tiamat's a dragon god. We're making all our dragons all gods as well. I think that's the that's the flavor we're going for with that.
Empty the deck onto the battlefield.
I mean, everything in the creatures section, anyways.
Yes.
We've got Life's Legacy as a suggestion from Lotto Carnage, and then Cardboard Pimpin says Camaraderie and Shamanic Revelation. Those are all fantastic cards. So Life's Legacy.
I don't know any of these.
Life's Legacy. 1 and a green for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast Life's Legacy, sacrifice a creature. Draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Okay.
See, that one I do like.
Something, but see, that's at sorcery speed. That's the thing that I don't like. That's just me, though.
True, but you have to sacrifice the creature as a cost, so they can't interact with the creature you choose to sacrifice.
That's fair.
So yeah, I'd rather run that over Distant Melody, to be honest.
Yeah, let's do that then. Yeah, I mean, we have access to all 5 colors. Let's do it.
Okay. What was the other one?
Sure, Camaraderie. Camar. So this is a Selesnya sorcery. 4 green, white for a sorcery. You gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control. Creatures you control gain +1/+1 until end of turn.
Okay. So my only concern is, what if we need cards and we've got no creatures?
Right. So yeah,
this is just
this
is my thought pattern on these type of cards, that they're good if you have the board state to give the ceiling of the card, but if you're down and you need cards, you've got no creatures, it doesn't do anything for 6 mana.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why, cards like Karuk's Uprising, Guardian Project, it's just letting you play out your game plan, and it's just there and giving you an upside, right?
Yeah. I'm going to maybe board it because I'd like to draw cards for 6 mana, and if I can't, and it's just sitting in my hand, it's going to be a bit sad. Personally.
Yeah. Shamanic Revelation might fall under the same category then in that case, the next one. So it's 3 green for a sorcery. You draw a card for each creature you control. It has Ferocious. You gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Yeah. So we're getting some life back. And we're drawing cards for each creature. So again, it depends on your board state, right? So yeah, maybe this goes in the maybe board for now. What are your thoughts about the next one? I actually quite agree with Prismatic Bridge. It's the backside of Isika, God of the Tree. So Isika, God of the Tree is 1 green for a legendary creature, God. 1/4 with Vigilance. It taps to add 1 mana of any color, and other legendary creatures you control have Vigilance and tap to add 1 mana of any color. However, Prismatic Bridge is the side that we're really looking forward to for this card. You pay Wooburg for a legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature or planeswalker card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Yeah.
So this is on upkeep. It allows us to just have a creature enter the battlefield from the top of our library. We don't know what. Yeah, this is just incidental value once you have it out, right?
And it's a early game mana dork and turns all of our legendaries into mana dorks as well, which is quite a lot of dragons, if I'm honest.
Right. Yep. So yeah, I quite like Prismatic Bridge. It's on my list as well, so I will I will definitely be on board for that one.
Yep.
What are your thoughts here?
Lotus Han says if you want basic card draws, Sign in Blood, Read the Bones, Divination, and they're pretty budget as well.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Those sort of spells are pretty good. They're easy, reliable, and you know what you're getting for the value you're spending on them.
Right. Let's see here. So,
what's Night's Whisper?
I believe Night's Whisper is the sorcery. Draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life for 1 and a black.
Oh yeah,
it's the one with Vraska on it.
I quite like that. See, it's simple, but you know what you're getting.
Right. Chromatic Orrery, yep, we already have that in. Masquid's not needed, yep. I think we're caught up pretty much. Bridge, World Tree, and Masquid is fun, yep. I think there has to be a Christmas Dreamland in every deck, and I think that's right up there.
Yeah. Orange Blackthorn says Rhystic Study.
Too efficient for this deck. I'm going to say it now. We have Temur Ascendancy, Garruk's Uprising, all these other things to draw some cards. We're not trying to make enemies and draw too many cards yet, right?
I mean, it would work, but the amount of card draw we've already got in here, I think... I'd like to see more cards, because we're not... I just want to see more spice.
Okay, sure. So, I have a spicy one. Since we're in 5 colors, okay, let's go ahead and... What do you think of an Eerie Ultimatum? Kind of goes hand in hand with my Haunting Voyage idea, essentially. Eerie Ultimatum, sorcery, white, black, green. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, did you already get rid of any of these dragons? How about any of these enchantments? How about any of these whatevers? Yep. Let's bring them all back.
I like the Eerie Ultimatum. It's such a dirty card.
I mean, we're running Tiamat. The DM essentially just decided, okay, TPK, let's go.
Yep, I've had enough.
Sarkhan Unbroken was a suggestion from Oren Blackthorn. Sarkhan Unbroken, is that the Planeswalker?
Sarkhan Unbroken.
Yeah.
2 green, blue, red. +1, draw a card, then add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. -2, put a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. -8, search your library for any number of dragons, put them onto the battlefield, shuffle. Now that's spice.
Okay. I have a silly one that's kind of spicy.
Okay.
How about we throw in a Realm Walker?
Ooh. Yeah,
2 and a green for a 2/3 changeling. It's the shapeshifter. As Realm Walker enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells of the chosen type from the top of your library.
Yeah, I like this card so much.
Yeah, let's do some Dragon God tribal shenanigans. Let's throw it in.
Yep. Also, it's kind of card advantage because you're casting cards from the top of your library at some points.
Yep. So kind of a pseudo card draw. And Cardboard Pippin, I 100% agree. Realm Walker does things.
He's a spicy boy.
Lotto Carnage says, I'm afraid to ask, but what's the current mana curve on this, by the way?
We're at 4.9.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not as bad as I thought it'd be, but it's still terrible.
So let me throw some cards here. I really like the idea of having haste, right? Because we're, again, not trying to have our creatures just sit there. Well, I don't think.
We've got Temur Ascendancy and Dragon Tempest.
Oh, we can have some more. So let's start with Karthus, Tyrant of Jund. Mythic out of Double Masters. 7/7 flying haste. When Karthus of Jund enters the battlefield, gain control of all dragons, then untap all dragons, and other dragon creatures you control have haste.
Okay. He's a big scary lad.
Yep. And let's see here. You wanted some spice, right?
Well, I always like spice. I haven't even put the 2 cards I want to see in here yet.
Okay, let's go with yours first, and then I'll come back to one, because I got one that I definitely want to see in here.
So, I kind of want to put in Balefire Dragon.
Ooh, I like it.
So he's a 5 red flying 6/6 that whenever he deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to each creature that player controls.
Okay, I'm going to enable you here because the card I was going to suggest just works really well with Balefire. How about Bower Passage?
Okay.
Bower. Yep. You want to read that off?
1 and a green enchantment. Creatures with flying can't block creatures you control. Oh. Why have I not seen this card before? Don't. Oh,
don't know.
Orin's going to put it in his Dragon deck.
You should put it in your Dragon deck, Orin. You should definitely put it in your Dragon. However, Bower Passage. So, how does that work with Balefire, Lotus?
Well,
fantastically.
You just not, unless they've got reach. That's it. It's gone through.
Listen, if they have reach tribal against us, good on you.
Did my greater good suggestion get passed? Basically wins. I didn't even see that. I'm very sorry, Lotto Carnage. Greater good. Yeah,
I did miss that one as well. There was a whole wall of text to get through.
Greater good. 2 green enchantment. Sack a creature, draw a card equal to the sacrificed creature's power, then discard 3. Yep. I mean, I actually quite like that. I used to run that in my Kadama deck.
Nicol Bolas.
I'm wondering if Rishkar's expertise is just not good in this deck because our mana curve is so high.
No, I beg to differ. I've got some 5-drops. I've got some spicy 5-drops to suggest. So we'll put a pin in Nicol Bolas for a second. So how about so the classic one is Kindred Discovery. 3 blue for an enchantment. When Kindred and Discovery enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. So there's Kindred Discovery. That's a tried and true one. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a little bit too efficient, but it is a 5-drop. Now, my 5-drop of choice for Rishkar's Expertise would be a Reflections of Lijara. Reflections of Lijara is 4 and a blue, burn an enchantment. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, copy that spell.
Okay.
So,
we have a lot of legendaries, though.
Oh, well, we have a way to fix that.
I'm going to maybe board it until you can show me otherwise.
Sakashima.
Oh, are you running Sakashima in the board?
I am.
Oh, for Han.
What? Tell me it's bad. Sakashima is also a dragon and a god in this scenario.
Oh no.
Masquerade Nexus.
Oh, Han, no.
I mean, this is why I would run Rishkar's Expertise, just letting everybody know. But
I'm gonna maybe board all of that, but that's disgusting. That's just disgusting. Next, you'll be telling me you're gonna run is it Mirror Gallery?
I don't have a Mirror Gallery in my list. However, okay.
So, Nicobolus, going back to Nicobolus.
Yep.
Is this going to be the Ravenger?
That's what it sounded like. So, Nicobolus the Ravenger, the one that got the new Judge promo, right?
Yep.
Excuse to throw it in the deck? Yep, sounds like it. So, flying 4/4. When Nicobolus the Ravager enters the battlefield, each opponent will discard a card. 4, blue, black, red, exile, and flip into the Planeswalker side, which the Planeswalker side does a lot. Plus, comes in with 7 loyalty counters, +2, draw 2 cards, -3. Nicobolus deals 10 damage to target creature or Planeswalker. -4, put target creature card or Planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. I personally like that one the best. However, -12, exile all but the bottom card of target player's library.
That's a win con in itself.
It is. So, Nicobolus, okay. How are we doing on cards, by the way?
Okay,
what are we up to?
We're at 91.
91. Okay.
Because I've moved a lot of your suggestions to the sideboard, Han.
Okay.
Because there's a limit. There's a limit.
What?
I mean, I haven't even put the Prismari Dragon or Goldspan Dragon in yet.
Okay. Well, go ahead and throw some of those in.
Okay, so Goldspan because, well, Goldspan Dragon does a lot for mana ramp. 3 red, flying haste. When it attacks or becomes a target of a spell, create a treasure. And treasures have tap, sacrifice, add 2 mana of any colour. And then if you pair that with Galazeth, 2 blue-red for a 3/4 flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have tap, add 1 mana of any colour.
And only for
cast instant or sorceries. Have we got many, actually? 1 instant, 7 sorceries.
Right.
Is it worth
it? That's a good question.
I don't think that one's worth it.
Sure.
I'll maybe.
Yeah. I think that a lot of Carnage. Yeah. I mean, again, my deck would have a Sakashima and all that maybe board stuff in there. Maybe not for Ruined Life. I'm okay with it. That's just how I would run it.
If Lotto Carnage says it's going in,
no, it doesn't say have to. No.
So Cardboard Pimpkin saying yes, so I'm outvoted. There you go. Sakashima, Kindred, and Reflections.
Okay.
I've been outvoted.
I'm not mad at it. Orange says Gudfara Hellkite. That's the 6 red for a flying 6/6. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, create a 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying. Yep.
Oh, that's disgusting. Whenever a dragon attacks.
Yeah. So however many creatures you're attacking with, whenever dragons are attacking, boom, 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 boom. We got a lot of 6/6 flyers. Cool. So
we're at 95. We're doing well. Tribal is always fun. Yes.
So what do you think of Rhythm of the Wild? We just need some more. We just need some more haste in here, I think.
We need. What do you mean? We need more haste?
You can never have enough haste.
Rhythm of the Wild. 1 red green. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Okay, that I agree with. Non-token creatures you control have +1 counter or haste. Yeah, okay.
We got there, chat. We got Lotus to finally be on board. All right.
Yeah, the can't be countered is definitely needed.
Sure. We don't have a Crucible of Fire in here yet, right?
No.
Yeah, so 3 and a red for an enchantment. Dragon creatures you control get +3/+3.
Yeah. Why haven't we got that yet?
I don't know. That's what I was saying. Seems like an auto.
I'm going to make a suggestion.
Okay. What you got?
Why don't we put the dragon in the 99?
We could. Dragon? Yeah.
Like, he'll make the dragons cost 1 less if he's on the battlefield, and when he attacks, we draw that many cards for each dragon that's attacking, and we put a permanent card from a hand into the play.
Yes, we want Omniscience down. By the way, so we have no ramp, which Lotto Carnage just pointed out with suggestions of all the ramp cards.
Right, yes. Ramp is a bit of an issue at this moment, and we have 2 cards remaining.
Yeah.
Right.
So Ashen says Soul Ring is terrible in 5 color, but Tiamat has 2 generic in its mana cost.
Yeah, we might need that.
Hold it. So yeah, Dragon is an auto include. Let's go ahead and throw that in. I'm gonna start looking at some cards to potentially cut.
Okay, I'm gonna put in Cultivate and a few other things. So Cultivate. What else should I put in? Kadama's Reach.
Let's go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna put in about 4, maybe 5. Explosive Veggies.
Always eat your veggies, everybody. Part of a healthy, balanced breakfast. Okay.
And Migration Path. I think that's enough.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in a card because I love it. We're in green and I don't care.
Are you talking about Barrier Breach?
I do. I love this card so much. This card is... It's amazing. Sorry. It's an uncommon that just took my heart. 2 and a green, exile up to 3 target enchantments. And cycles. Okay. What more do you want?
So, okay. So, here's my question. So, we've got a bunch of dragons right now. So, we do have the Kamigawa Cycle of Dragons to look at. So, is Keiga doing enough? Dies, gain control of a target creature.
Harvest Season, 2 and a green, search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is number of attack creatures you control, and... Yeah, I like that one too. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Yes, we have Harvest. We have Crux of Fate there, rather.
Yeah, we have it in the Japanese art because we want to support artists that don't
plagiarize.
Don't do naughty things.
So what do we think of Keiga, the Tide Star? I think that it does less than anything that we particularly want.
So, Kurjin, the Rising Star can come out, and Keiga, the Tide Star.
Yeah, I think if we're making room for things like that,
Yeah,
let's see. Kokusho, I would say drain the table, maybe.
I like that
That's
one.
one of the better ones, I think. And Okagachi is the other one that would be a maybe, I think.
Yeah, that one seems a bit situational.
Okay, and then Ryusei, deal 5 damage to each creature without flying. So if we were just getting rid of every creature without flying when it dies, I could see that
Yeah.
being potential, but so is that like an anti-board wipe? No, it's not really, right?
I mean, that could be something that puts people off killing our stuff because they could lose their board as well. 5
Okay.
damage is quite a lot.
I actually agree with Ashen. Keep Okagachi and lose Yosei. Yosei is the Morningstar. Target player skips his or her next untap step. Tap up to 5 target permanents that player controls. So yeah, I would get rid of Yosei. I think Okagachi is more on flavor, and you're not gonna get to run it that often. So yeah, I think that's more fun.
Okay.
I would also argue that Dragon Speaker Shaman is 2 red requirement pips. Early. I think that could go if we're having the what was it? Urza's incubator in.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes sense.
I think it'd be easier to cast.
Okay. So that puts us exactly 100. Are there any cards that you feel that you would like to see?
Because we're running 5 color, I kind of want to throw in a Ruinous Ultimatum, but that's just me. Because more 7 CMC Ultimatum spells are necessary, right? But in more seriousness, though, actually, if we're not including Ruinous Ultimatum, I would like to throw in a suggestion of Faith's Reward, kind of on theme with a lot of the things that I've suggested before. Hunting Voyage, Eerie Ultimatum type things. So Faith's Reward, 3 and a white for an instant. Return to the battlefield all permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. So anything we lost, orb wipes, things of that nature, we can go ahead and just bring it back. What do you think?
I like it, but there's a new one that I like better. It's the one you foretell. Can't remember the name of it, but if they die...
Blue or white?
Sorry?
It's white, right?
Yeah.
It's white, I believe.
If they would die, you exile them instead and return them to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step.
Ashen. Cosmic Intervention.
That's the one. I prefer that one.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and throw in a Cosmic Intervention.
It's the same mana cost. It's still an instant. We can foretell it. Yep. So if we foretell it early, it's not going to be taken from our hand.
Yep. I like it. So, okay. We got a suggestion of Herald's Horn, maybe making it cheaper instead of the Dragon Speaker Shaman. But we also do have the Dragon Lord's Servant still.
Herald's Horn reduces the cost by 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. Okay.
Yep, could be good. What do you think?
I like that one. I'm just wondering what we can cut for it now.
So my thoughts were looking at maybe a Kalia or even the Sarkin Planeswalker, because it's 5 mana and we are drawing a card off of it, but then we're just adding 1 mana of any color and just dragons.
I'm wondering if Show and Tell's a bit too risky.
Oh man, okay. I like it, but okay. I understand.
That's fair. Okay. Austere
I'm okay with
Command for the Lotto Carnage is just suggested.
Yeah, I'm good with an Austere Command if we wanted to kind of have multi.
Yeah, destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less. Destroy all enchantments or destroy all artifacts are the ones that we really care about.
So, what are your thoughts on... Okay, so destroy. Maybe that is better than Merciless Eviction. I was just debating if we wanted to exile stuff, but I think that, stuff that we have going on to bring stuff back, we probably want it in Graveyard. So, yeah. What do you think of, because I'm looking at 25 creatures and 12 enchantments, I think that those 12 enchantments and creatures seem like 37 cards out of our 100. Let's go ahead and throw in a Destiny Spinner, just to kind of protect a little bit.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
Creatures and enchantment spells you control can't be countered. Yes. I was more thinking, do we cut more of the enchantments and add more creatures? Seeing as our commander's going to dig through 5 every time we cast it.
Yeah, I mean, we could. My thought was just Destiny Spinner is just going to protect Omniscience from coming down instead of being countered.
You're addicted to that one card.
Hey, I told you from the beginning, that's what I wanted to do. I want to drop down an Omniscience. I want to have Tiamat out, search me 5 dragons to just jam down. So that's my game plan. I don't know about you. For me,
I would
if we're cutting...
try and jam it up to 30 creatures personally.
Okay. So we want more creatures. Okay.
There's a creature that I would quite like to see, which is Thunderbreak Regent.
Ooh, okay.
So this one is kind of protection. So 2 red for a dragon, 4/4 flying. Whenever a dragon you control becomes a target of a spell and ability an opponent controls, Thunderbreak Regent deals 3 damage to that that player.
I'm okay with that. It activates Rakdos too. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that for sure. So, Dragonkin Berserker is in chat. Dragonkin Berserker is a 1 and a red for a human berserker out of call time. 2/2 with first strike. Boast abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate for each dragon you control. Boast for 4 and a red. Create a red dragon creature token with flying. Okay. Actually, we want more creatures, you said?
I would like to reach 30, to be honest.
Okay, let's throw in an Amareth, the Lustrous. So, Amareth the Lustrous, 3 and Bant, green, white, blue, for a legendary dragon. 6/6 flyer. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal that card and put it in your hand.
Nice. More card advantage is always good.
Yep. We have a Scale Lord Reckoner is in chat by Oren. Oh, that one. 3 white for a 4/4 flyer. Whenever a dragon you control becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, destroy target non-land permanent that player controls. Don't touch my stuff.
Yeah, that's dirty and I like it.
Cardboard Pimpin says, have we considered Sunbird's Invocation or no? Sunbird's Invocation. Oh, that's the Cascade enchantment, right? Basically, essentially, kind of creates a cascade effect.
5 and a red enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell from your hand, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is that spell's mana value. You may cast a spell with mana value X or less from among the cards revealed this way without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay throwing that in. What are your thoughts?
I like it, and I have found a dragon to reach our 30 that goes with your Destiny Spinner.
Okay.
Dragon
I've got
Lord
a thought.
Dramoka. So it can't be countered, and your opponents can't cast spells during your turn, which means nothing we do can be countered.
Yeah. Do it before Dramoka lands? Okay. Okay.
And Dragon Lord Dramoka can't be countered either, so... I think that is now a nice, healthy amount of dragons.
Okay. Let me hit refresh real quick. So, we also have in chat Heroic Intervention, Teferi's Protection, quote-unquote fair interaction.
Heroic Intervention or Teferi's Protection. Ooh,
or both.
Or both. We're at 108 cards. Oh.
Yeah, we are. So let's cut some cards. Let's cut some stuff.
Should we put both in?
I think the Berserker needs to go because it's not a dragon either.
Hang on.
It's a dragon.
Teferi's Protection. Oh, that artwork is so gorgeous.
Oh, Lotto, I'm totally in love with Omniscience personally. However, that being said, we don't need to run it. I am totally okay with cutting it and everything that does that type of stuff, but it's one of those things that I just want to see.
Okay.
That's what I thought of with Tiamat. So let's cut Omniscience
and
see what.
Everything we've got is almost legendary, and Sakashima is 1 card out of 99.
Okay, let me see. We have Balefire Dragon, not legendary. Let's cut the dragon. And Dragon Lord Servant is not. Goldspan Dragon is not. Hellkite Charger is not. Hellkite Courser is not. Do we need Kalia the Vast? That's the other thought that I had.
I think someone said earlier that they reckoned it was a cut.
Yep. So if we're just doing a bunch of legendaries, then yeah, maybe we just cut the. Yeah, let's cut Lichara. Kalia. Yep.
Okay.
We don't need Sakashima either in that case, right?
Yeah, so we've gone down to 104.
Okay. Do we feel Skitherix is good enough? 4/4 Infect Flyer is... We can get that in my head, right? We can get that up to 3/3 additional with Crucible of Fire.
Mm-hmm,
we got a fire breathing effect somewhere. I can't remember where or if it got
Dragon Queen.
So we could get to that infect.
Then we've got Vanquisher's Banner with +1. Great Henge gives a +1 counter.
That seems like a lot to have to come together, though, right?
I mean, it's a card that people are going to be scared of. It's going to draw removal to it away from our other pieces. It can win games by killing people if you just send that after one person continuously. Plus, it has a wither effect if you block with it, taking out indestructible creatures. It kind of is a good card.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I've never played with the card myself. I've never owned one, so yeah. Sarkhan Unbroken is something that still feels iffy to me. However, what do you think of... I
think, right, we've got a load of artifacts.
Yes. So, Belby's Portal is going to 3 mana, tap, put a creature card into play.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I think that 3 to just kind of cheat out a creature is fantastic. We have Orrery. So that just fixes colors for 7. I personally really like Crystal Shard because I could just bring back Tiamat to hand and just constantly find more dragons. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Fist of Suns, pay Wooburg instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Herald's Horn.
So is the Maskwood Nexus good enough for just 1 card in our deck?
So, in essence, Terror the Peaks and stuff. I don't think it's for 1 card, because Utfara Hellkite, whenever a dragon you control attacks, it makes everything a dragon no matter what, right?
But everything is a dragon.
Not everything, but yeah, I hear you.
I mean, like, it was only in here for the World Tree, so...
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut that then. I feel like Quicksilver Amulet can be cut because it's essentially Belby's Portal, but it just comes down one cheaper, but it costs one more to activate every time.
True.
Which one do you like better? Belby's Portal or Quicksilver? Because I like the fact that Belby's taps for 3 and tap.
Okay.
Chat, what do you get? Belby's or Quicksilver?
There is another major difference. Belby's Portal puts a chosen creature type, where the other one, Quicksilver, puts any creature.
Right. So, do we like Quicksilver better?
I'll hurry straight in there with Quicksilver.
Okay, so let's get
Carnage.
All right, let's cut Belby's Portal in that case. So Quicksilver comes down a little bit more.
102.
All right, so
I'm going to cut the duration part, just because that's a lot.
Let's cut Rishkars.
Oh, you've come around to my thinking.
No, we've just come around to that point where we've gotten rid of everything else. Did we already cut Sarkhan Unbroken, though?
No, I left that in because I really like that.
Okay.
It's card draw, it's got mana ramp, it's got creature building, and it can dump the whole library of dragons on the battlefield if it's left alone. I like it.
Fair. So let me look through and see if there's anything specifically that I would love to see in here. But besides that, I mean, I'm pretty good with it. What do you think, chat?
We're at 100 cards exactly. This is our deck.
Oren says, totally not looking for a Quicksilver to buy now.
Oh no, I'm going to have to face that deck another time soon. 4.75 CMC.
So, my thoughts are, mana reflection? Does that make sense? Probably not.
So, Lotto Carnage asks for ramp. So, what we've got is Chromatic Lantern, Chromatic Ori. Theoretically, we've also got Urza's Incubator, Herald's Horn, Fist of Suns.
You know what solves all problems?
Cultivate, Explosive Veggies, Harvest Season, Kadama's Reach, and Great Henge. We have
On that note, what do you think of a Kodama of the East Tree? Does that break things more?
I mean, you just want to put that in every...
Always break.
I'm surprised you've not mentioned Arachnogenesis.
Nah, we don't need that. We got dragons.
Okay.
I mean...
Lotto's also said Kadama's broken, we should run it.
So, I mean, we're dropping a dragon, get another big giant dragon down, right?
Kadama of the East Tree.
Kodama of the 2-for-1s, right?
Sure.
Lands.
I have him as my commander, and he's a mono-green commander, and he's the only commander in that deck.
So, okay, hear me out though, right? So, if we have Kodama out and Lurking Predators out, that's just a crazy interaction in and of itself.
Okay, yeah, that's disgusting. Okay, yeah. So what do we cut for that then?
That's a good question. Let's see. Life's Legacy? Is it Life's Legacy?
Draw a card equalized to the sacrifice creature's power.
Either that, or for me, it's either that, or we could. I don't know. This one's on you. Now it's getting tough, right? So, okay. For me, the instant ones that kind of stand out as far as cuts are, again, I think that Planeswalker, but that's me. That said, if we're not doing that, it would probably have to be something like the Ryusei for me.
Falling Star.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of carnage, especially if we get hated out and they kind of leave us around and other people start getting advanced. I think that Defense of the Heart is a great fallback for sure. Like if you top deck that, you know, it just comes back around. It can put you into back in the game.
I also think due to it being so expensive, is it reserve list as well?
Not sure.
I'm gonna check that because I'm kind of tempted to take that one out just because it's hard to get hold of.
No, it's not on reserve list. I just checked as well, so
Okay.
it's not. They just reprinted it too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I quite like it. I thought that it was a like $17 card. No,
It's either
for
60 or
a version.
14.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think they had another one.
What about
Yeah.
Greater Good?
I mean, see, that's what I was saying. I think that if we're doing Life's Legacy, I mean, Greater Good just fills that hole, I feel like.
Okay, so we'll cut Life's Legacy then, because we've already got the Sacrifice Outlet.
Oren, I did it in reference to.
Oh no, you bought it, haven't you?
Yep. So yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, Orin Blackthorn is actually my other half and has the Dragon deck, and it is a nightmare to go against. And I think we've just made it worse today, Han, and that's your fault.
Nuh-uh. We didn't. He didn't put in an omniscience. That's not my fault. So, yeah, I think that kind of covers it for me. I like quite a lot of these things here that we've got going on. I'm quite happy.
Yeah. There's no lands that you wish to add before we go? Because we don't generally do the land base, but if there's any utility lands that could be good for us.
Yeah, we got a couple. So Crucible of the Spirit Dragon and Cascading Cataracts are probably the two most obvious ones, I would say, in any of these 5-color, Dragon / Tiamat decks. Because you've got... So, Crucible of the Spirit Dragon is tap, add a colorless. You can also tap and pay 1 to put a storage counter on Crucible of Spirit Dragon, and then you can tap and remove however many storage counters you want to generate that much mana. So you can kind of store away mana, and you can only spend the mana from the storage counters to cast dragon spells or activate the abilities of dragons, which we have no lack thereof. And for Cascading Cataracts, that's the other big one that we really like. It's an indestructible land to begin with. You can tap it to add a colorless to your mana pool, and you pay 5 generic and tap it, and you add 5 mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool. So that also lends towards fixing your mana.
Yeah.
Haven of the Spirit Dragon is a suggestion. Cavern of Souls is also a suggestion that we've got in chat. And Mana Confluence, yeah. All those would be fantastic as well. So Haven of the Spirit Dragon taps for a colorless, or taps for adding 1 mana of any color to your mana pool for only dragon creature spells. So that's fantastic right there.
Yeah.
2 and tap, and you can sacrifice Haven of the Spirit Dragon, return target dragon creature card, or Ugin Planeswalker card, which we didn't have, I don't believe, from your graveyard to your hand. So you can bring back a dragon with it. Okay. I think the second one. Yeah, as long as it's the creature type we name. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's pretty solid there. Mana Confluence was the other one that's in chat. So, Mana Confluence, just tap and pay 1 life, and you can add 1 mana of any color. So, yeah, if you have 1 lying around, for sure. Same with Cavern of Souls. These are all cards that are luxury, obviously. But typically in a 5-color deck, you're going to put some decent land utilities and color fixing in it. So, yeah, not outside of the realm of what we're trying to do here, for sure.
Yeah. But, no, I think that's pretty sweet. So,
yep.
We have found a way of proxying these decks that we build on Brewing It Live. And we're going to try and test these decks out that you brew with us now. I have one of the old ones ready to go in the next couple of days. Which one was it that I did? Let me just...
Gome?
Was it Gome?
For the record, I'm so happy about this. Like, yes. Everybody in chat, I've been telling Lotus, like, hey, we just need to play these on streams so that everybody can see it in action. I've been telling her that forever, and I'm so glad this is happening.
Yep, so Gorm has been proxied up that we brew on 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So I will be playing that hopefully on one of the Tuesday night streams with some of the other guys from Into the 99 and see how it goes.
Yeah, Gorm was last week, but yeah, fantastic. The Master Chef kiss. Mwah.
Yep, he was actually really fun. Also, I've also proxied up my 99 land commander deck.
Oof.
99 lands and Captain Sisay as the only creature or non-land card in the whole 100 cards.
I can't wait to see this. Yeah, Warren says my land base in Dragon is $370. Yep, that sounds about right. So
yeah. I'm scared to see what this one came to. 700. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yep.
But I think that's it for us now, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody, just so you guys know, if this is going to be on a Tuesday, stream for Into the 99, come watch if you can, and let's go ahead and, make sure to support Lotus as she commandeers Tiamat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to proxy this one up now, I think, and do that one. But also, as of next week, we're no longer streaming on a Sunday evening. It has come to our attention that it's better on a Saturday night, so we're changing to Saturday streaming. And let me just get the times up because I can't remember anything.
So yeah, we have a Brewing It Live coming up on this upcoming Saturday instead. So the 22nd. Time slot is going to be a little bit earlier for everybody. So we're hoping that on Saturdays you guys can make it instead of late night Sundays. I know everybody has work to go to and things like that. So we're just hoping overall that it, helps out everybody across the board just to come and join and chat. And you guys were fantastic this week. I can't believe that we got so many suggestions in chat. And
I know.
We love you all. So.
It's exactly how
make
I
Lotus,
like it.
Make Lotus work for all this. Make her scroll through the chat as fast as possible.
From next week, every Saturday, 4 p.m. EST, 2 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. GMT. That is GMT, so if you're in the UK, we're in BST, so it is actually 9 p.m. BST. It's confusing round our way. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, over in the US, you're looking at EST 4 p.m. And so if you're all the way down towards the Pacific side, that's as early as, 1 p.m. It'll be mid-afternoon, depending on where you are in the States. So
yeah,
should be a little bit easier to come in and help out, as we always do. We love you all.
Yeah, it's been a great evening tonight building this deck. So much fun, and can't do it without you. And also our Patreons that support us as well. You're amazing. Can't do anything without you guys.
Cardboard Pippin already says 1 p.m. is perfect.
Hey. But I think that's all for now from us. If you want to see more, visit our hub Into the 99 for more articles, videos, podcasts, plus the link to our Discord community. Also, you can see past episodes of Brewing It Live on YouTube. I think tomorrow... which one goes up tomorrow? Blex goes up tomorrow on YouTube. You can see that one. And if you wish to support us more in a financial way, you can see our merch store for great t-shirts and more. So don't just get Into the 99, wear it. But that's all from me. So be safe out there. And raid. I have no idea how to raid. How do I raid? Where do I raid? Who shall we raid? How do I raid? I don't.
That's a nope. So
I'm not sure how to raid yet, Lotto. I really don't. Is there a button?
We're gonna need.
Oh, you should learn. It's a really great way to go. I'm going to learn. I think for next week, I'm going to learn how to raid, and I'm going to hopefully raid next week because I have a very good friend, Rara. They stream Empress Rara, and they do it all the time. So I'm going to learn from them, I think, over the week.
Yep. Alternatively, as well, I know that Mana Curves has been on Into the 99, so Mana Curves is up on Twitch right now. She's live, so if you want to go see her, she's got a fantastic Demonic Tutor playmat, it looks like, and she's just about to start a game. So that's a suggestion for me.
Yeah, so go and search for Mana Curve, say that we sent you, but we don't know how to raid, and go and have fun.
Yep.
But otherwise, thanks everyone. Good night.
Have a good night.